This is Honourable Court. My name is Wano Atira, appearing as the Junior Counsel on behalf of the appellant. I will now continue with appellant's second point. The appellant submits that the court procedure in determining the disability of the respondent is not fulfilled pursuant to the Mental Health Act 2001. My lady, I will now turn to my first round. The appellant raised significant concerns regarding procedural irregularities and non-compliance of the MHA 2001. Section 51 of the MHA provides that mentally disordered person means any person found by due course of law to be mentally disordered and incapable of managing himself and his affairs. We submit the case of Aminah Ahmad and Ali Mohtar Abdul Rahman, tab SC22, where we contend that proper procedures outlined in the MHA, particularly sections 51 to 58, were not adhered to. I take your honour to tab C23 on the next page. In the case cited, the High Court was not satisfied that the respondent is incapable of managing himself and his affairs due to his mental disorder, since there was no finding by due course of law that the respondent is incapable of managing himself and his affairs due to the mental disorder. Further, Section 52 requires an inquiry be held before any person is declared to be mentally disordered. Hence, in the matter, we contend that the alleged disabled person, namely Sohaimi, did not fall within the ambit of Section 51, since there was no finding by due course of law pursuant to Section 52, and there was no inquiry held pursuant to Section 52 Clause 1 of the MHA to determine the mental ability of the respondent under the law.
Counsel, what do you mean by due course of law?
Due course of law refers to the principle that legal proceedings and actions must adhere to established rules and procedures. Since the respondent alleged that Sohaimi is a disabled person, then it must be the court to determine whether Sohaimi is really a disabled person by virtue of Mental Health Act 2001.
Regarding section requirement for inquiry, as you said just now, is it mandatory also?
By virtue of Order 76, it's referred the Act as the Mental Health Act. It may not be that mandatory, but it is better for it to be for the inquiry to be held, because my lady, okay, we refer to case Ng Pik Lian, tab SC 539, where the court states that one could not be said to be potentially mentally disordered without at least medical evidence. So we referred for at least without in our case, the respondent did not submit or serve any medical evidence or report, even though they claim that there is no neurological report in their statement of claim. So it is the duty of the court to determine whether the respondent is a disabled person by making an inquiry under Section 52 Clause 1. Your Honour, we submit that mere allegations of having a mental disorder by the respondent is not enough to prove that the respondent is incapable of managing himself and his own affairs. The appellant is, Your Honour, to refer back to case Govindasamy anak lelaki Munusamy and Krishnan anak lelaki R Munusamy, tab SC 150, where the court highlights that any person cannot arbitrarily certify himself or any other person as a person of unsound mind or mental disorder.
Which paragraph are you?
50. In the matter, we submit no medical reports have been served to support the contention that respondent is mentally disordered. We also submit that even if there is neurological report as stated in the statement of claim, that neurological report typically focus on physical impairments or abnormalities related to the nervous system, such as brain injuries. While they may indicate cognitive impairment, anyone in medical field would know that it's better for them to also have a comprehensive psychiatric evaluation from psychiatrists, as they are specifically trained to assess and diagnose mental disorder, making their evaluation shall prevail over neurological report. Therefore, relying solely on neurological report is insufficient evidence to categorize someone as mentally disordered under the Mental Health Act 2001. May I have another minute, Your Honour? May please this Honourable Court. I will now moving on to my second ground, which we submit that an appointment representative should be made in good faith and without conflict and interest, as outlined in Datuk C. Q. Chuan and others, tab SC 6183 of the Bundle of Authority. Here the court highlights that conflict of interest is a big deal in the eyes of law, and thus it highlights that it is important to prevent the conflicts before it arises.
What do you mean by conflict of interest in this case?
If the representative were acting on behalf of the respondent, he also might get some compensation on behalf of the Yunnan, on behalf of the Suhaimi, but we never know the interest between him and his brother. Although there is no conflict arises yet, we contend that it should be that the court power to appoint a committee to prevent the interest from arise. That's all.